Origins and the spread of the disease leprosy. There has been substantial debate as to whether leprosy originated in ancient Eastern Africa or India centuries ago. However, the origins will likely never be known with any degree of certainty. Early written records giving clinical descriptions generally accepted as being true leprosy date from 600 BC to possible as early as 100 for 1400 BC in India, where a disease called Kushta was distinguished from vitiligo. Chinese documents from about 500 BC that mention skin lesions, numbness, and loss of eyebrows attest to the spread of the disease eastward to China and subsequently to Japan. The disease was thought to have spread to the Middle East and westward to Greece by conquering armies or traders. The return of Alexander the Great's armies from the India campaign of 327-325 BC is noted as a likely event for the spread of the disease, particularly when coupled with the contemporaneous mention by Greek physicians of a novel disease called elephantiasis graciarum. The disease may have originally been spread around the Mediterranean basin and to Western Europe by the Romans, and its spread then may have intensified during crusades. There appeared to be rampant spread followed by an unexplained decline of the disease throughout much of Europe during the Middle Ages, as evidenced by the presence of hundreds of lazar houses, a special colony for people with a repulsive disease frequently administered by religious orders to house diseased individuals during this period. The prevalence of the disease during this period cannot be readily ascertained due to likely misdiagnosis and misclassification of large numbers of inhabitants. However, characteristic findings of leprosy in the skeletal remains of residents suggest that true leprosy was indeed quite common during this period. The factors involved in the near self-elimination of the disease in Europe remain unknown. Possible explanations have been offered, such as the rise in standards of living, the widespread death of the most vulnerable population due to Black Plague, or perhaps cross-reactive protective immunity from the parallel increase in tuberculosis during medieval times. European explorers and the slave trade likely introduced leprosy to Western Africa and the Western Hemisphere within the past 500 years. A comparative genomics study evaluating rare single nucleotide polymorphisms of leprosy supports the historical evidence of transmission of the disease through the successive migrations of population, as well as the migration of the disease from the Far East to the Pacific Islands as recently as the 19th century. By the mid-1980s, the global burden of disease was estimated at about 10 million to 12 million patients, with 122 countries reporting endemic cases of leprosy to WHO. Of note, the disease burden was unevenly concentrated, with the majority of cases occurring in the developing world, showing marked variation in prevalence rates from bigger than case per 10,000 population to 500 cases per 10,000 population, 10,000.